Now you may look at this full table and think that looks like a lot of work, but for me, it looks like a lot of fun. We've got a full day of canning to preserve one of the last big harvests from our garden for the 2025 season. So we're gonna start with some homemade hot pepper jelly. Let's get started. So the first thing we need for our hot pepper jelly, and I have to just give a disclaimer, I know I have the dullest knives in the whole world. Chris hasn't had time to sharpen them. We've never sharpened them. And we really need to, or we just need to buy new knives. So if you are appalled by my dull knives, I am too. But back to our hot pepper jelly. So we need 7 cups of finely chopped bell peppers. I have got a variety right here from green to yellow, red, even lilac bell peppers that we grew out in the garden this season. But I don't want to be the one to finely chop them. So I've got my food processor bowl right here. And I'm just going to get these topped and seeded and kind of cut into little strips so that it just makes the process easier, and into my food processor so that it will do the hard work for us. Last year, one of my goals after growing so many hot peppers that we couldn't snack on and eat was to grow more bell peppers. But I will say it's been kind of a trying year out in the garden. We've had a lot of success with what we've grown, but we have also really struggled with disease and fungus, and I don't know if it's just because we've had such a rainy year this year in Middle Tennessee or what the deal is, but we lost a bunch of our bell peppers to like mold out on the plant, which is crazy. So I don't know, midway through the season I told Chris, because we had struggled with blight from our tomatoes and then we got a different form of blight on our peppers, I told him I did not want to grow any bell peppers next year. But, you know, he brought to my attention when I was preparing for this canning day that we have harvested a ton of bell peppers, and I've been able to eat some fresh. I have, sauteed some up for, fajitas and quesadillas and stuff like that. And so I have enjoyed having them, but I don't know what I'll do next year. It is really fun to get to can this pepper jelly with 100% peppers from our garden, because last year I did some pepper jelly, but I had to go buy some of the bell peppers because we didn't grow any. So that is a big accomplishment to have 100% homegrown jelly. All right, I got our sliced peppers right here, so let's just pulse them up. Look at that, perfectly chopped up. I've got a few more bell peppers that I can chop up over there, but I'm going to go ahead and measure what we have in our food processor. I'd really like to double this recipe. I know I have enough hot peppers to double it, but I don't know if I have enough bell peppers. We need 7 cups total if we want to double it. All right, we've got our 7 cups and it looks so pretty. I love all these colors. So now we need to do 1 cup of our hot peppers. Now this might sound crazy, but we had a whole bag that we had vacuum sealed of these Santa Fe Grande peppers from last year's garden. We had so many hot peppers from last year's garden. We were just grasping at straws for what to do with them. My favorite thing I did with them was make the pepper pucks, where basically I roasted a bunch of the peppers, just in a big old roaster pan, and then let them cool, and then added just a little bit of water, and then, put them in the food processor and pureed it so that it was just like a concentrated roasted pepper puck is what I called it. And then froze them in those ice cube trays and put them in a freezer bag in my freezer. And I've just been like pulling from those. I still have some from last year. And so if I make chili or tacos or anything that I want a little bit of heat to, then I just throw a little frozen pepper puck in. So that was one of my favorite things I did with them. But for some of these peppers, we just had to do something with them in a hurry. And so we washed and put them in a vacuum seal bag. And so I figured if I'm preserving all these peppers today anyways, since these, after they thaw are a little bit mushy, they would be perfect to use in a jelly because they're just going to get grinded up anyways. So those are the peppers that I'm using right now. We have some Santa Fe Grandes out of the garden that we're actually going to use to do Cowboy candy with from this season. So I'm saving those because I'll cut those into rings, and I think that those need to hold their shape a little bit better for Cowboy candy, whereas a pepper jelly is literally all pulverized. So I think the frozen and thawed ones will work better in this recipe. Now, I'm using my Santa Fe Grande for the hot peppers, but this recipe calls for jalapenos, so don't think that you have to have these to make this pepper jelly. You can use whatever hot peppers you have. This is just what I have. So I'm gonna pulse these up. All right, we've got our hot peppers and our bell peppers in a big old pot, and now we need to add in the rest of our ingredients. So we need 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. There we go. And now we're gonna add in 2 packets of our pectin. This is not a low sugar recipe. I found some low sugar recipes online, and if that's what you're interested in, I would absolutely do those. I found one that even used 2 cups of honey. That way you're using like a natural sweetener and not just granulated white sugar. But the only thing is I have a ton of these original pectin packages. So I need to use what I have. So we are gonna be adding a lot of sugar to this recipe, but if you don't want that much sugar in your jelly, then you can absolutely find a low sugar recipe and get the low sugar pectin. Now we just need to let this come to a full rolling boil that cannot be stirred down. So we're gonna get it really hot and boiling, then we'll add in our sugar. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and measure it out because it's 10 cups. All right, our jelly has come to a boil, so now we have our 10 cups of sugar to add in. Just don't think about it. Okay, so this has been at a full boil and it gets really big. I need to order some bigger, deeper stock pots. That needs to be on my Amazon list because I love doubling recipes, but it's almost a disaster every time I do it in normal size pots. All right, there goes our timer. It's time to get these in the jars. All right, now I want to make quick work of this because I don't want this to set up. Jam and jelly, especially jelly in my experience, can start to set real quick, and so I want to make sure I get it all in the jars before it cools off any. All right, I turned my canner back up to high, and I'm going to lower these down into the water, and they only have to process for 5 minutes. There we go. Okay, I just pulled the rack up for my jars, and they have started popping and sealing like crazy. So that is music to my ears, and I am just thrilled with how beautiful this pepper jelly turned out. Look at that color. It looks so good. That really didn't take us any time at all, which is good because we have one more project to do today. So while I've been working on the pepper jelly, Chris has been cutting up the rest of our hot peppers, and we're gonna turn these into cowboy candy. We've got some jalapenos in here and then some Santa Fe Grande peppers. And the colors are so pretty. That's why I love growing Santa Fe Grande peppers, because you can harvest them when they're like pale yellow or when they're dark red, which I think makes for a really pretty jar. So this recipe seems very straightforward. You don't have to use pectin or anything like that. It's kind of like a pickled pepper recipe, but it's sweet and it's got like mustard seed, garlic, turmeric, ginger, and spices like that in it. So I'm curious to see how it turns out. The first thing we need to do is make our brine. So we start with 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. And to that, we need to add 3.5 cups sugar. I know I said these were kind of similar to a pickled jalapeno, but it seems like more a candied jalapeno. All right, now we need to add in our seasonings. So it calls for 1/2 teaspoon mustard seed. We need 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon ground ginger. And the last ingredient we need for our brine is 2 cloves of garlic. So I'm just gonna get that minced up real quick. We're gonna get our garlic added in. And we're just gonna cook our brine until our sugar is all dissolved. And now it's time to add in all of our peppers. I'm gonna stir this in and let these simmer for about 20 minutes until they have soaked in that brine. So even with all of those peppers in cowboy candy and jelly, we still have all these peppers right here that we need to do something with. Now, if y'all saw our pepper preservation last year, this is nothing compared to what we were dealing with last year all at one time. So I am not overwhelmed. I think it's going to be good. What we're going to do with our habaneros is we are going to freeze dry those. I love to use habaneros in habanero jam. It is my favorite way to use them. They're really, really spicy to put in salsa. They're almost like too spicy for us. One habanero in a batch of salsa just about takes us out. So we are definitely going to save those for when we do another big batch of jam. Now, our cayenne peppers, we are going to freeze dry this year. I already have a tray right here that is frozen, so I'm just going to add these to that tray, get that into the freezer so that these will freeze completely, and then we will do a big batch of freeze-dried cayenne peppers, blend them up, and have them on the pantry shelf to use however we want to. And the last thing we need to take care of pepper-wise is all of our green chili peppers. Some of these have ripened to where they're red, some are still green. But what I want to do with these is put them in my big old roaster pan, just like this, and get them roasting in the oven, and we will do a new fresh batch of our pepper pucks. Okay, to keep this as simple and quick as humanly possible, what I'm going to do is just top these with my scissors. And I'm going to put the whole pepper down in the roaster pan. I'm going to leave the seeds and all. And maybe what I'll do for these is kind of label these as like salsa starters. Sorry, I always like to check the insides of the peppers because sometimes they can get moldy and I don't want mold. But I could thaw these and add it to salsa or chili or anything like that and just have the heat from the peppers already roasted and ready to go. And I also have a little bit of these Santa Fe Grande peppers that were frozen and vacuum sealed. And we used a bunch of them in our pepper jelly, but we still have some left over. I don't want to just throw them away, so I'm just going to top these as well and throw them in here too. I've got the oven set to 425. I'm just going to put a little bit of avocado oil in here and toss these up. And we'll get them into roast. Now when it comes to our green beans, I am not going to fool with those right this second. What I'm going to do is set these in the fridge and I will string them tonight while we watch TV. I just don't feel like fooling with that right now. I'm tired. So I'm going to set these aside. And then for our watermelon that are left, Chris has already cut up some watermelon and he's been eating on that in the fridge. But we have 4 more watermelon over here on the table. And what I think I want to do with those is make more watermelon lemonade concentrate. I'm so excited to have that on the pantry shelf, and I'm really excited to be able to give it as gifts to friends because I think it is so delicious. You could literally make soda and add like seltzer water. You could just have it with water and have normal lemonade. You could make punch with it. If you like to drink, I'm sure it would be an incredible like cocktail starter. It's just so versatile, and I really happy with how it turned out. So at a later date, I will turn all 4 of those into watermelon lemonade. And if I don't have time this week, then I will cut them up, put them in a container, freeze them, and get to it when I get to it. That is the good thing about watermelon. I can chop that up, put it in the freezer, and if it takes me a month to have a free day to be able to make another batch of watermelon lemonade concentrate, they'll be perfectly fine in the freezer, and I'll just let them thaw and make them from there. But now our Cowboy candy is done and we get to fill our jars. It is so interesting, y'all. This smells like spicy still, but it also smells sweet from all that sugar in there. So I'm really curious to know how this is going to taste. We got 4 jars of our Cowboy candy, so I'm going to lower those down into the canner and put the lid on. These have to process for 15 minutes. All right, our Cowboy candy is done. Chris and I are about to go enjoy. Did you hear that pop? We're about to go enjoy some supper out on the porch. There's another pop. We just need 4. But all in all, this was a really simple canning project. Here's a look at everything that we canned this afternoon. We got 13 jars of our hot pepper jelly, and then we got 4 jars of our Cowboy candy. I about to say cowgirl candy. I guess since I made it, this can be cowgirl candy. Thank you guys so much for being in the kitchen with me this afternoon and for being on this whole journey with us. If you are family here at the Sasser house, then you have probably been with us since we started these peppers from seed in our windowsill back in the early spring. So it's really cool to see them grow from a seed out to the garden and then harvest and put up on the pantry shelf. So we want to thank you so much for being a part of this journey with us. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you a part of our family around here. And now I am going to go take a nap and rest because I'm exhausted. So thank you again for being here, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.